And we are live in the Big Brother house. Oh, no, we're not. No, I'm not Davina McCall anymore. I don't identify under that name anymore. Um, good evening, everybody. Whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching it recorded. We've got myself, Darren. We've got Dora, Luke, and Julia from Paranation, and all under one banner, really, which is Paranormal Monday Live Puppy. No, for Paul Howard tonight. He's pre-engaged. I'm not sure whether it's because I'm back after 2 weeks, but I won't take it personally. Luke's still not. He's got his tooth, I see.
Next week.
You keep saying this, Luke.
I know.
It's great with night vision, honestly, mate.
How much you got from Tooth Fairy?
Nothing really.
Have you looked at his mum?
No.
How old are you, boy? Come on. Evening, Debbie. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I have moved it forward to 8:30 for a reason. I didn't realise that EastEnders was such a puller on 8 o'clock on a weekday night and a Monday night. I would have thought it wasn't, but there you go. I prefer Neighbours. Anyway, tonight I'm a bit lost because I haven't been here for the last 2 weeks. So I don't really know what you lot's been up to, talking about and so forth. I know Angela's been on here, so Dora, you didn't get to come to Castle Cottage, did you?
No.
No. So
I didn't know nothing about it, to be honest.
Well, you know why that was, don't you?
What's that?
You was in Poland.
Yeah? No, I don't think so.
Castle Cottage, what was it, 10, Julia, wasn't it? We were at maximum.
Yeah, it was 10 maximum. I have seen some groups doing for 15 people, but I'm not sure how they get 15. But I was told that we have 10 maximum. And I've just been talking to another lady who she went the weekend just gone, and I think they had 10 people, and yeah, they had an absolutely amazing time. They said they saw masses and heard giggling and footsteps upstairs of children. So I've just come off the phone talking to her. So that's Haunted Whispers. So I'll just give them a little bit of a mention. But yes, they went at the weekend, and
where are they based?
I'm not too sure. I think it's sort of like down south. I'll have to have a look, but yeah, they are around this area. So
good group.
Yeah, but they had a great time, lots of stuff going on. But yeah, it was just like one of those things that the tickets just got, as soon as you say Castle Cottage, bang 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 bang, it was sold out literally in and because we'd never been there before, we didn't know like the logistics of the place. We didn't know whether it would have been possible to get some more in. I don't know. The thing was, I think they say 10 because there's like 10 places for people to sleep.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why they limit it to 10. I guess you could do like 8 till 2 and have maybe a few more people and not sleep. And maybe you could maybe have 15 people then. But it was just one of those.
I think car parking's a bit of a problem there as well, because I mean we only had that small drive and bit of grass. Now it's been raining, that bit of grass isn't going to be parkable. So I think parking there next time, I think 3 cars is going to fill it up, isn't it?
Yeah, that was another problem, wasn't it? That it was the parking. So I guess, if you did have any more people, it would be maybe they'd have to park down the road, but there's such narrow lanes. I'm not quite sure where you'd park.
Well, like quite a while.
It's 10 for a reason, isn't it? That's why they say 10. Yeah. There's like 10 for a reason, and it was it's just
I mean, I know you're looking at going back maybe a couple of times, depending on demand.
Yes, by all means, we can go back.
I think it was a great venue. I think you and I may have spoilt it a little bit going into the shed and finding that out from that rave. When I do finally get around to making the video, I'm very not normally affected at all, as you know, but I got a very angry man.
But you got quite angry in the lounge as well, didn't you?
Very, very angry. He was looking back at the video footage now. It's just not like me at all. It's weird.
No,
And
I've known you for years. I've never known you to. No,
I can't
you say
remember.
stuff, but you don't get so doop, 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 doop. You know, this is it. This is what he's saying. He's saying this. You know, wants you out of his house, and you know, he doesn't like the way the furniture is. This is not how he likes it. You know, it was really sort of like, it was great. Don't get me wrong, it was great.
I loved it.
It was really great to witness it. But you know, and in the shed, when I think we were doing some glass moving, weren't we? And then all of a sudden the glass, we were asking it questions, and I said to yourself and Luke, I said, I think it just wrote something then, and it seemed to be like writing letters with the glass, which was, we had never seen that before. So that was quite unusual. It just seemed to flow. And I think other like spirits were jumping in. Like when we're in the lounge, we got someone, Graham, and then we got Iris, and there's so many people there. They're just trying to jump in and just sort of like take over and have their say, really. I must admit, I probably slept for about 2 hours, if that. It was I need more sleep, and I just came home, and then in the afternoon went to bed. But it was great sleeping with everybody. But I needed a shower. I needed to go home and have a shower, because you just feel like you just need a shower, change of clothes, and just sort of like, you know. And I don't think, with the facilities, I don't think everybody could have showered and washed and got out, really. I don't think so. I just feel it was, you know,
well, there's only one toilet, isn't there?
Yes. Oh, there's one outside in the shed, so I guess you could have.
Yeah.
I suppose you could use that. But I mean, like, you know, if you got 5, 6 women there, there's only one inside toilet. You know, that's an hour and a half of time gone, isn't it? You know, straight Well, I did enjoy Castle Cottage, I must admit. I'd be more than happy to go back there. And I mean, if people want to book it, I mean, if you've got sort of like 2 lots queuing up, I've got no problems like taking them around and helping them out on all the occasions, because it is a good location.
It's great. It's just such a shame that it's like 10 people, and that has to include the staff as well. So it's very, very, very tight. Very tight in numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of that, the ticket price is high. But you get what you pay for, unfortunately. I mean, there's some groups that go to Fort Widley. I see you put it up again. And they've got 50 people at 25 quid a pop. And you think you're getting a bargain, but you're not really getting a bargain, because 50 people in one group is quite an unmanageable number. It's impossible. I mean, you split it into 2 groups. You've got 2 big groups, and it's just not fun. So you think you're getting a bargain, but you're not really. You're better paying a little bit more and going a smaller number, and you get just so much more, don't you?
Yeah, I think I'll start charging. Was it something like 27 for Widley, which I've seen groups charge more. But I think, you know, I just try and keep it reasonable. Try not to overcrowd the events. You know, and just try and keep everyone happy, really. There's an awful lot that goes into planning an event. It's not just sort of like a couple of emails and paying deposit. There's like weeks of work that go into the build up to an event and everything.
There's a lot of headaches, Julia, and people don't understand what
Well,
it's like to an event. They just do not
well,
comprehend it.
I'm
They
sure
think
my closest I confide in know just how stressful it is at times.
yeah.
And you know, I do have to like let the frustration out on people. I know, you know, I don't mean to, but you know, sometimes you know, you can't, you know, you just got to, haven't you? It's just like, yeah, it gets very frustrating at times.
The
But
thing is, it's like you pay an extortionate cost to rent a property. And I think a lot of people think that you book that property and you just put it out on Facebook and people contact you wanting to hand their 40 quids in. And it's just not like that. You know, once you get a fish on the hook for 40 quid, they've got questions. They want to know how long, what you're doing, how long you've been doing it. Oh, will we get a ghost? Have you seen anything? Have you been before? And it's like the questions bouncing back and forwards. Then you've got your risk assessments to do. Then you've got to get your insurance across to them. Then they've got to be satisfied with you. Then you've got people going, oh, I can't make it now. Can I get my money back and whatever? And you've already booked the place for them. And
do you do transport?
Hey?
Do you do transport? That's another question.
You do transport? Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you live?
Yeah.
Middlesex. No, I don't.
And like, oh, then they get there late, and 2 people get there late and expect to keep the other 30 waiting, and it's just, you know, that's one of my pet hates. It really is.
I do 20 minutes now. So for the time of the event, it's 20 minutes for people to have a cup of tea, have a cigarette, have a comfort break. 20 minutes, and then I'll start. Then we'll start. And I think that runs well.
That's what was so nice about Castle Cottage, though, because I mean, I got there early, you got there early, then the others arrived, and there was just no rush. There was plenty. Like, I sat in the kitchen trying to tap in on my own, and by God, that was just an amazing, awesome up until 1 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully you lot got half.
And those the plates moved, didn't they? The plates moved.
That was
On the
amazing.
table. I didn't see it. I wasn't in there. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But
well, I was sat at the table with that lot of plates, Angela, or you got out and put in a stack there.
That was for the cake.
Yeah, and Luke was across there. Lynn was standing there, I think, and Amy was sat there.
Yeah.
We're talking away, and I had my hand on the table here, and I was leaning across the plates are there, and they just moved across, probably about 4 or 5 inches across the table. And I'm like, don't you see that? That's just amazing. You get that very rarely on investigations, very rarely. Maybe something will sort of like a cat ball will move or something like that, but a whole stack of china plates just moved across. That just shows how much energy was there. But saying that, there was a lot of battery drainage that night.
Yes.
I had quite a few camera batteries drain.
And my phone, that drained as well. And I didn't do as much as I would have liked.
Yeah. So, you know, perhaps Debbie's put one up before I forget. That's interesting. That's very interesting. You know, when there's 2 people together hear the same voice. That's very interesting. And talking of voices, if I haven't lost it, I decided, I mean, I've started using the big camera again to get the good footage. But I've also got myself a Zoom H1N voice recorder now. So it records in 96 hertz, which a CD is only 24 hertz. So this is 96 hertz, and it's in WAV. So it's a very wide. If there's anything there, that's going to get it because it's got an XY mic on it. It's got a tripod mount on the back there. So I can mount that on top of my camera. And I don't know how this works, right? But obviously you've got the nice big record button in the middle there. And if you hit the record button, it starts recording from 2 seconds before you started the recording. So it goes back in time. And that's one big selling point to me on that. Because how many times you hear a whistle like, you think, I wish I had the voice recorder on. Yeah, so done. So I'm looking forward on the next investigation to try that out. I should have another. I mean, as you know, I'm not into kit, but a lot of people are, and people that come along and they're not so sensitive, or it's their first time, then maybe, you know, an EMF meter is giving them a guide. I don't know. But I've got one of the long ones coming, which is more sensitive and it's got a lot more on it. And I'm thinking of one of the Gemma, I nearly forgot. Yeah. And then we've got another one. Hi Daniel, I think I missed a call from you earlier. I was out working, mate. This is something I've been looking into for ages. Is does Bigfoot exist in the UK? Yeah, you can call me mad. You can say, "Oh, probably doesn't exist anywhere in the world." Well, I think it does. I think it does. I think there's a lot out there that we haven't actually touched on yet. Haven't even scratched on the surface. We know more about Mars than we do our oceans. Yeah, what's down there? Yeah. Now, I've been. That's sound. I mean, we know a lot more about Mars than we do our oceans. We've never been to the depth of them. Look at the Mariana Trench. What is down there? We keep finding these species each and every day. If you look at the evidence for ghosts don't exist. Yeah. But all people say, well, it went cold, blah, blah, blah. And they all get the same thing. Science can't prove they don't exist. This is a great thing, yeah? The same as science can't prove Bigfoot doesn't exist. Every encounter of Bigfoot sort of runs much the same. The smell, the sounds, the bent branches of trees bent down, the apples. If you take apples along, they just vanish. They just seem to take them. The glowing eyes and the fact that they just seem to vanish into thin air. When you head towards them, they just vanish into thin air. And they're all quite a compact sort of target of evidence of sightings. You know what I mean? And you can say, well, you know, people that live in the woods or vacation in the woods, yeah? Here's a good one. That happened to me. I'd be interested in that, mate.
I know that my friend used to live on Virginia Waters, and he had like a little cottage there, and we used to like go for walks in the woods, and he would always say, if we walk up here, there's a light, and when you get close to it, it just vanishes. And I said, I think that's a spirit light. Which was really weird. And you know, you'd walk up to it and you'd just get so far, so close, and then the light would just vanish. And you know, there's no one there. There's no, you know, no one about.
So what? That's near you now, Basingstoke area.
Virginia Waters. That's Sunningdale sort of area. Sunning Hill, Sunningdale, up that way. Wentworth.
So I take it this is Daniel that said that happened to me when I was talking about the when you get close to them. Brilliant stuff. What actually happened to you then, Daniel? I mean, what was I'm in the UK. I'm looking for someone who will come to my event here. So local. I think the event is next weekend, and I'm away. Otherwise, I would attend. It's definitely. But what actually happened to you, mate? I mean, what was your experience? Because I mean, I've lived in the wilds of Scotland, and I've heard cries, and I've heard screams and growls. That, yeah, there's big cats up there, but they don't sound like big cats. But for the last 5 years, 4 years, I suppose, I've been actively looking for signs of Bigfoot in the UK. I've been actively looking, and I've found some quite intriguing things. Even in Rendlesham Forest, when we were there sort of last month, yeah, there's trees bent over, and there's no reason for it. Do you know what I mean? They're all in the forest, and they're all pulled over, and there's sort of branches pushed up against trees and things like that. And it's like we walked down the track, and it was just off the beaten track, and it just felt so. I mean, bearing in mind it's Rendlesham Forest with UFO sightings, landings, but it just felt so surreal. So I was there. We put apples up, and one of them was gone. We returned a few days later. Well, apples are supposed to absolutely love them. I've spoken to some people that have actually gone out looking for Bigfoot, and they've taken a whole basket of apples. Excuse me. I feel like rubbish today, I really do. And they've put them down, sort of like they made camp here, and they put them down the road, and they've gone down, got some firewood, come back, and all the apples have gone. It's really interesting. We've got some castle footprints, and we've sent off DNA and getting the results back next week. We've found a pit of bones.
Oh wow!
Is that in the UK or is that somewhere else, mate? That's interesting. That's very interesting. So it's something, you know, anything paranormal, we talk about it, don't we?
Yeah.
In the UK. In the UK.
Ooh.
This is fantastic. I suppose that's Gemma. Tomorrow, try and give me a call again, mate. I'll call you, and maybe we can hook up or something. And I'd love to prove or disprove that it's there. Yeah, I mean, apparently it's got shiny eyes, round eyes, and always behind your sort of like your right shoulder. And we've got. Oh yeah, there's. Oh no, it's not his hand.
Cheeky.
Yeah?
You should swap seats now.
So.
Well, someone said to me, which I thought was a very good tip. I think it was when we were at Hellfire Caves, and someone's. Oh, I did it donkeys years ago, but it's something, you know, when you just forget to do, you forget about things, don't you?
Yeah.
And someone said to me, take a photo, but as if you're taking it behind you.
I know what
And like
group
look
told
away.
you that. I know what group told you that. It was a friends group, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
who told them to do that?
And I thought, oh, do you know, I used to do that years ago. And you know, you just get swept along with doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. And that's it. I'm going to start doing it now. I don't believe I've caught anything on the past few investigations, but it's a good tip, and hopefully I will get something.
Well, that night at Hellfire Caves, guess who gave them that tip?
No idea. You?
Angela, who gave them the tip? It was me.
It was you.
Yeah.
I used to do it. I used to do it, and now I'm just like taking them forwards and everything.
Yeah.
Look away when you, and always look away when you take the photo. Always look away when you take the photo.
Try it out 12 on Saturday.
Yeah, but she says, tell Simon to look at the photo.
Okay. Yeah. Pop the photo across. I love, as everyone knows, I love debunking photos. I love to lighten them. I like to like crop them, zoom in. That's my big thing, photos and videos. So I'm more than happy to look at any ghostly photos and see what's there.
Well, I always send them across to you. You can blow them up and so forth and have a look at them, because I know you love photographs.
Yes, yes.
And and
it's evidence. It's good evidence, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we've got so many, and you know, if it was, mind it's
Gemma
so
Gemma got a really good one at Castle Cottage, and so did Stevie. So they both got some good photos there.
that must be Gemma. Gemma's in disguise.
Oh, she did. Oh my God, yeah. Gemma, I've forgotten about that one. Oh my God, it was like so creepy. That night, Gemma had her hair like up in a bun on the top of her head. She had her hair right up on the top of her head, and so, and we were like standing next to each other and took a Gemma like went like that, took a photo of me and her, and she had her hair up in a bun on top of her head, and like just like here was like a mass of like hair, like lighter than hers, but still a dark brown. And it was just like a mass of like curly hair on her shoulder. And I was like, oh my God, that is so creepy. So creepy, wasn't it, Gemma? And you know, yeah. It wasn't my hair, and it wasn't Gemma's hair. Gemma had her hair up in a bun on top of her head. Definitely wasn't Gemma's hair. So, and I tried to lighten the photo. I tried to see if we, but we can't get any more out of it. It was just like this hair sitting on her shoulder. Yes,
How long ago
very
was that?
creepy. That was at Castle Cottage.
Really?
Yes, we were outside. I think we were
Come on.
yes, we were outside. I think were we by the garage, Gemma? I don't know. I think we were by the garage, and Gemma took the photo, and it wasn't until a few days later she sent it across to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, whose hair is that? Yes, yeah. But yeah, it was you get some creepy stuff when you don't expect it.
It's always when you don't expect it. This is the problem, isn't it? I don't know why. It's the same as it's always out the corner of your eye. And I mean, I've got, as I say, I've got 252 gigabytes of data to go through on Castle Cottage yet, and I've had to do some serious housekeeping on the hard drives. So I've got about 8 terabyte hard drives, externals, and they're getting full with sort of photographs, videos, and so forth. Because you don't just take the footage, you then edit it, you then convert it into a film, and you know, then you've got like duplicates of duplicates of duplicates. Yes, we are all investigators, researchers, whatever we get called. Much worse guys, don't we? Weirdos. You know, oh, you're going ghost hunting. No, we're going paranormal investigating. Julius group's been going since 2008.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm one of the investigators.
Quite well established now, I think, in the paranormal field, I hope. And Darren's come along, and he started coming along and helping. But to be honest, everybody that comes is valuable.
Everybody, yeah. I mean,
everybody that comes is a valuable member of the team, because they all get stuff. They all get stuff, and you're like, oh my God, look at that! Oh my God, look at that! So you know, we always encourage people to like take photos, do videos, you know, and generally, you know, go off on your own. You know, go and see if you can get anything. You know, go off with your friends and see if you can get anything. And everybody is valuable on that, on the events that we do.
Well, we make a good team. You know, we all bounce off each other, and I think I mean, we've all got our own sort of like private chat going, and we sort of like now and again we have a cry on each other's shoulders and whatever, and pick each other up, and we're all there for one another, and it's really nice. And I think the other evening or something, everyone's going, oh, I don't just go for the paranormal investigating or to see a spirit. I go to see my friends and my family. And I think that just said it all. It just said it all, didn't it? So Graham here, he's captured hundreds of strange. Well, we know, Graham, but
yes.
You've been capturing strange things, mate, since the day you were born, apparently. But
and Graham's got some amazing EVP as well.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
I think the most scariest EVP that it's still etched in my brain now was the one where we went to Fort Horsted, I believe it was, and Graham did some EVP, and it just, even listening to it now, it just sends chills down my spine. It just sounds like a lady. It's really weird.
King. Graham Bentley is the EVP king.
Really definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
He's got the patience. He'll go off. He's got the patience to sit there, ask questions, and then go for all the evidence afterwards. So
it takes a lot of doing. It takes a lot of doing. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it is mind blowing, mate. Mind blowing. I mean, it was like the couple the first time I ever come with you to Fort Widley, Dominic, down in the end bit.
Yeah, that's the policeman, Dominic, and Graham's picked up on Dominic. I think he's even got a photo of Dominic as well. Dominic the policeman.
Yeah, it was quite funny that he has. It was quite funny that night, really, because I just booked a ticket, didn't I, as a normal punter.
And you thought, oh, let's go with these weirdos. Let's see what they're all about.
We were doing the walk around, and I just couldn't contain myself any longer because I could see this copper standing there. I could see the buttons on his uniform, and I'm like, we've got a man in this corner. He's a policeman. He wants to tell me his name. And his name's Dominic, and everybody stopped, and this all started like going, okay, we've got a new weirdo. And I went, what the? And then, and then I went, what's his name? I said, what's he look like? And he went, I've got a picture of him. And then Mark came up and he went, how'd you do that then? He went, have you been investigating before? And I went, yeah, a couple of times, maybe. Oh, he went, are you medium? I said, no, I'm an extra large. And he went, no, are you a medium? I said, I'm sensitive. I don't like to call myself a medium because mediums, to me, aren't always honest. And he went, that's fair play, yeah. Here are you. You're missed by Gemma. There you go. You're missed by Gemma, Graham. You've been told. Daniel said, basically, mate, we're always up for meeting people. What area of the country are you actually in? Whereabouts are you, mate? And somebody else said it's the best group. Met so many remarkable people. That's Gemma. Thanks, Gemma. Well, you're not far away from me, mate. I'm only in Portsmouth, Somerset. So there's always.
We're down in Somerset, aren't we? We're down that way in January, end of January.
Yeah.
We're at Shepton Mallet in January.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Shepton Mallet Prison, 28th, isn't it? 29th January?
Yeah, it's the last Saturday in January. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but I love getting around and meeting people. I've still got to do the up North Derbyshire, the Screaming Witches and whatever, Witch's House. And I was going
we need
to
like a big meet and greet, don't we? Some sort of like event once a year.
I'll come up. Yeah, we should. May have somewhere to host it coming up pretty shortly as well. I've been doing work as well. So again, it's so time consuming, especially when you've got your own sort of lives and work and jobs and whatever. But I think over the last 4 years, I've probably donated 75% of my spare time to paranormal. And I say that because it sounds like I don't get holidays. I do, but I tend to do paranormal stuff, don't we, when we're on holiday?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've got the footage of Amy in the fort, haven't you? Yeah. Right. There's a fort on the Isle of Wight. It's English Heritage Trust. And I've told Julia last year we were there. This time last year, right? Don't expect anything happened fast with Angela.
I have so much to do.
But Amy, Jack, Ben, myself, Angela went into this fort, and Amy was standing there, and I went, "We've got this." I can't exactly remember what I said, but I said we've got this John and whatever, and he's near Amy, didn't I, Amy?
Yeah.
And Amy's 16 tomorrow. She still can't speak on the call, but
happy birthday for tomorrow, Amy.
Thank you.
Yep, she's off job hunting tomorrow, aren't you, Amy?
I've already done that.
No, not
Already
her
done it. She's
birthday.
applied for 2 jobs. 2 jobs. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
Julie,
easy. It's not
you got any
easy,
work
honestly.
for her?
Have I got any work?
Yeah. I mean, I can send Ben. I think he's only 11 though, but he cooks and cleans and everything.
I've always got jobs. I've always got jobs I need doing. I've always got jobs.
Contact us tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. Thanks, Gemma. Love all. I'll come to Waverley somewhere. Mate, honestly, whenever I'm not going to be there this week. Paul Howard and the other guys have arranged to meet there on Saturday. I'm going up to Lincolnshire, to Lincoln on Thursday. I would like to say that I'm doing something important, but it's a music festival sort of thing. And it's going to be really good. So this weekend's out of bounds for me. But I'm sure if you don't make it this Saturday, you're more than welcome, mate. Everybody there's lovely people. We don't have anything but nice people here. We'll be doing it again shortly. So just keep an eye. You're welcome out in the field with us anytime you want, Graham. Honestly, mate.
Yeah, come Saturday. Just message one of us and yeah.
It'd be great to have you out again, mate. Really would.
Yeah, would.
It's been a very long time, and we're all friends. We all sound down. I'll speak to tomorrow, bud. But no, I think we should do an annual meet somewhere because there's so much interest at the moment as well. I think over the last few years, people have had time to reflect. And they've all experienced more and more paranormal, especially with the UFOs coming out. I mean, now the US government admits to having. Did you see that 2 alien bodies that they've hidden from us? Did you see that?
I just think that there's so much in the world. You know, I don't read newspapers and I don't watch the TV. So I tend to not know about stuff until like after it's occurred like 3 weeks ago. But I do believe that there's stuff out there. They only put on the news what they want you to.
Well, let's face it, BBC and ITV should have a caption saying, "Now I'm going to tell you what I want you to think." So, you know, it's a brainwashing, yeah?
And they do put things up to distract you from other things that are happening. Like if anyone gets a whiff that something's happening, they'll then get this like massive story to break, and you're like, oh, and it distracts you from what everybody's thinking about. But yes, I'm a great believer.
We know that. I mean, they never report the really important stuff. We know that. But last week, the US government was basically bullied into admitting. They were bullied into admitting that they had over 30 crash landing UFOs. That was last month. And last week, they were bullied into admitting that they've actually got 2 alien bodies that they've had in secret from crashed UFOs. So they've actually got 2 alien bodies. The British Horticulture Society suggests that there is over 30,000 invasive alien species from other planets invading the Earth, i.e. horticultural wise, plants, seeds, crops, fruit, yeah, all at the same time. Another thing that is fact, and you don't take my word for any of this, go and check it all out. The moon is actually moving further away from the Earth. Only slightly, but slightly each and every year. Now, the moon is responsible for our tides and our seas and our winds. And if you look at what's happening around the world, it's dropping places and it's raising others. And they've had to, what did they have to do? Knock a whole minute off the time last year because the Earth is spinning quicker. So, I mean, we're nowhere near big enough to go and investigate things like that because it's mind-blowing. It's really, really mind-blowing.
But you only have to look at the coast, don't you? The coastal, the cliffs and everything, where they're sort of like dropping and tides are rising, or the tides are shifting. It's all connected, isn't it?
It's all connected to Mother Nature, I believe, my opinion, and the natural shift of the Earth's transit plates, the natural galaxy, universe, solar system evolving. Does anybody on here know why we do not know how big the universe is? Anybody know why? This will blow your mind. Blow your mind.
Because we haven't got the ability to investigate it. We haven't got the equipment and everything to investigate it properly.
No, we can see right to the edge of the universe, of what we can see now, the solar system, the universe, whatever you call it. Yeah, it's just the light from the edge of it hasn't reached Earth yet. So the universe is growing at light speed each and every second. Does that not blow your mind? Whoa, yeah. I mean,
it's strange to think that there is other life forms out there apart from us. But then also on Earth,
Not only one.
Feed me up, Scotty.
But then also there's things in this world that haven't been investigated yet. So there's still things here that we haven't found. Boston caught some great EVPs at her bungalow. Oh, I think I remember that, Graham. I think I remember that.
But it's all paranormal. I mean, getting back to like the Bigfoots and so forth, people always report that when they see them and they just vanish in the middle of nowhere. The same with this Expedition X and the same with Expedition Bigfoot. They just seem to vanish into nowhere. Yeah. And it's impossible because I've had drones up with heat seekers, and 1 minute they're there, they start moving where the ground crew sees them moving, and all of a sudden they're gone. But they reckon that they're a spiritual creature. They've been here for millions of years, but they're very spiritual and so forth. Is it them that's been in caves? Is it them that have? Who knows? Who knows? But I find it all so fascinating. Clapham Woods. There's so many trees bent over up there. So many trees. One Saturday before it gets too dark, we will have to have a wander up Clapham Woods. That was the UFO sightings during the 80s, where the Fence and the Heecake cults have returned to practice. And you don't go there in the dark, and you don't go there alone. Simple as. It's not a friendly place. You've still got a tree that I'm sure they're still using, the Chancery tree and so forth. But I think the fact we want to know for 100%, don't we? That is that why we do it? We want to know the truth. I do. We're never going to get there. I don't think we're going to get there, but we want to know it, don't we?
Well, we all know it's something up there, but I think it's more about witness it.
Yes.
See it on your own, to believe it, really.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the ongoing Edsel Castle scenario where I had a spirit box and I said to them, we're talking word for word and backwards and forwards. And I said, can you see us? They said, oh, he said, can you see me? I said, no, where are you? And he said, I said, can you see us? And he said, no. So I'm like, So somebody the other day turned around, well, perhaps they're in a different time frame and they're investigating you. Perhaps you're both still alive, but you're
in different timeline.
And I just sat down and I went, wow. It's true, isn't it? It's true. So
we had some there's only like 2 of us in the house this evening, because the others are out, and we did hear, it sounded like somebody ran upstairs and someone upstairs, but there's no one there. There is something here. There is something here, and that's this evening.
It's always walking across the floorboards upstairs.
There's just like something, and I went up to check to see if somebody had like come in and gone upstairs, but there was no one up there. And then I got the EBGBs and ran down the stairs. I didn't get the EBGBs, but you're just like, oh. Yeah, it's just a little bit creepy, at times.
I mean, one story I'm not too happy about recalling because it's children. Back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of the English moved up to Scotland, especially the northeast coast, because property was so cheap. I mean, you could buy a derelict farmhouse for £5,000 with 5 acres of ground, and then the Scottish government made it even more attractive by giving you 120% grants to do it up. So if it was 100 grand to do the property up, they gave you 120 grand. So you earned money by moving to Scotland, really. And of course, a lot of these places they'd had a lot of atrocities happen in them and so forth. I mean, they go back centuries, well beyond Braveheart days. But I remember, not where I lost money on the properties, but I used to wander around them every day, and it was I was buying a block of 4 cottages, Satan Master's house, and I used to wander around there and whatever and make up my own games. I was 20 years old in the middle of nowhere, and then you used to look out, and it used to go down to a burn. We used to weave its way along the valley. So you used to go across the farmer's fields and then up the track to some woods at the top. And there's a croft up the top. And there's an English couple had bought that and they were doing it up. But the trouble is they got greedy because of this. They were driven up there by greed and not always the highest moral people either. And they had 5 children. And you'd often see these children playing around and whatever in the farmer's field, and the farmers chase them off and whatever, and then they come down to the burn and they play and stuff like that. Anyway, I remember one day, it was a lovely sunny day. It wasn't hot, but it was a lovely sunny day, and these 5 kids had come down to the burn to play, and they were mucking around and whatever, and I was watching them thinking how nice it is, that they're all getting on, brothers and sisters and whatever. And this is best part 30 years ago, 28, 29 years ago. Anyway, the oldest one, who would have been 12, turned around and he said, "Oh, come on then, let's go and get dinner." Anyway, off they went. Anyway, there was 3 of us going to Elgin, which is about 35-40 minutes drive in the car west. So we get up on the Port Soy Road and we see this smoke. We're like, what the hell is that? Anyway, there's all this smoke coming up and where the woods was. So we stopped and did 999 and the fire brigade went, yeah, we're aware of it. There's a house fire or a barn's on fire. Well, we went to Elgin, came back, and the farmer said, yeah, he says, the English couple up the top. I said, what, with the kids? Yeah. Old Willie Beacon was telling me. He says, the kids went home for the tea, and they put the chip fryer on in the caravan, which was in the steading, in the stable block in the barn. And the chip fryer caught fire, set fire to the caravan, so they tried to use water to put it out. The whole lot went up. So I said, what about the kids? No. I'm like, Christ, that's... Anyway, because what happened is this English couple decided to go out to Banff drinking for the day and left the 12-year-old in charge of the other 4. The 12-year-old being the oldest. So, unfortunately, this is true. And I mean, everybody's like, just, no, we're not going to talk to them. You know, you're not worth the breath that comes out of my mouth to talk to you. Anyway, it went on for a couple of weeks and whatever, and everybody's in sort of mourning because it's a community. And another lovely Sunday day, I'm out there with my gun, only an air rifle and whatever, and whatever. And I'd kind of forgotten about it. And then I've seen the kids playing at the burn, right? Oh, that's the kids from the top, and I've forgotten about it. Forgotten about the fire, forgotten about the terrible outcome of it. And they're all playing and whatever for about an hour. And not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, an hour. They're throwing stones in the burn and whatever. I'm thinking, little sods, yeah? You know, if Willie Beatty comes and finds them, he's going to chase them off his ground, yeah? But I'm not saying nothing. And they're looking up at me and they're waving and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, kids, yeah, how you doing? And then the oldest one went, come on then, let's go and get our dinner. Right.
Playback, isn't it?
About 12:15 it was. And I went, I've seen this before. And they come away from the burn, went to a little stone bridge. They walked up the track and they got halfway up the track and they vanished. And I don't think I've ever told anyone that story. I've told plenty of others, but I don't think I've told anyone that story for the simple reason being it's so heartbreaking when you see the spirits of 5 children, which their parents left to kill them, basically, which they did. So sad. So sad. But that's true, unfortunately. That's poor little sods. But Daniel was asking, you know, anyone who could tell these stories on my event on Saturday. Well, I'll chat to you tomorrow, mate, and see if we can help you out in a way. Because, I mean, excuse me, McDonald's tissues, Julia. I'll put it in my McDonald's bag. Look.
I made a Chinese curry this evening. It was very nice.
Chinese
curry. Yes.
What? Did you not like the Chinese people you put in the curry, or?
I'll probably get banned from Facebook now for saying that. It was lovely. Very nice. Actually, I did get a ban from Facebook I can't go there. But anyway, yes.
I mean, yeah, don't put that joke on there.
You can't use the shortened version of Chinese. Don't say it because you get banned, but you can't use that word.
Oh, I won't say chinky at all. No.
I got banned for
Can't say
typing.
chinky takeaway, can you? No. No.
You could in the 70s though. It was perfectly fine in the 70s.
I don't know. I weren't born then, were you?
No, I wasn't either. I wasn't here.
Banned for making a curry, were you, Graham? Is that the missus
Yes,
again?
exactly. Well, actually, I think I was discussing about going for a takeaway and should I have one or should I have the other? And
No,
yes,
go for
it got me a. I think it was like
Mix them
24-hour
together.
ban or something.
3 times.
You know, Mackie D's is acceptable. Golden Arch that's acceptable. McDonald's, that's acceptable. But yes, all those are fine. You can use those words.
Born in the 70s. My God, you must be old, Debbie. I mean,
Must be the late 70s.
I'm a millennial myself. You know, obviously, yeah. I am in brain years. But no, that was it's sad how it's all gone, because I love to ask people, Daniel, great to have you, mate. Speak to you tomorrow, mate. Yeah, more than welcome, bud. And we'll see if we can sort something out. Recorded or something like that. Thanks for joining us. If you can do me a favour, share the stream, share content, join Paranation, South Coast Ghosts, Host for Ghosts. That'd be great if you could. Just get the words around and so forth. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Because the reason we're here is obviously we're promoting ourselves for Power Unity. Thanks, mate. Thank you. That's so appreciated. But in the paranormal world, there's so much. Oh, did that wrong? Did that? And we don't want that. No. We're all friends. We love investigating together. It is a social club, isn't it? When we meet up.
It's good to see everyone. It's good to see everyone. It's good to catch up.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, we're back again, yeah? Yeah, see you next Monday, Debbie. Thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. It is. It's just superb. I'm going to try and get that footage sorted out before I go away for Castle Cottage. I know Luke's got a few orbs coming from his head. I know they're orbs because there's no sparks coming from him. And sorry, Luke. My haunted table. Whoa, what's that like? That's getting to be the star of the paranormal shows now. That table, you know. Thank God, because when I'm gone, you won't need me anymore. You just have to take my table. Yeah. What?
Your spirit would be there.
Yes, it would, and it'd be tipping the table up. Yeah.
Board says, "Hello, mother."
One thing that was interesting at the Barn Theatre is we had in one of the dressing rooms, we had the coat hangers move round. And then just one of them moved round. Then we said to it, can you move it back again? And it did. Just that one coat hanger. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Paul said about that.
Yeah. Really interesting. You know, just to pick one out. If there was a breeze, all of them would turn. Yeah? And then they turn back that way. But identical coat hangers, just one of them turns on command. How can you explain it? You can't. Same as my walk round video of Castle Cottage. When you heard the bang in the kitchen, it's like nobody was in there. Everybody had gone. I made sure you and Neil had left. So there was absolutely no chance of anybody being there for noise contamination at all. Yeah? And yet, I've got in the kitchen, I'm just saying, oh, it's a 1900s bang. What was that? Do you know what I mean? So, how can you disprove the paranormal's there? Anyway, that's our hour. Anybody else got anything they want to say? Oh, Luke, do you want to say anything at all?
Just looking forward to Waverley. I'm looking forward to Waverley Abbey on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, Waverley never fails, does it?
Yeah.
Never fails. I'm a bit sort of jealous because I'm not going this time.
I know, yeah.
Because Waverley never fails.
No, it doesn't, no.
You know, it's got so many layers and masks and so forth. I don't think you'll ever get to the bottom of it.
We still got some spaces for the tea rooms, 7th of October.
10th of October.
7th.
7th of October.
In Frimley. So we still got some, not
In
many.
Frimley.
I think I've probably got about 5, if that. I'm only taking a small group because it's not a big venue. So.
Okay, guys. Tea rooms in Frimley, October. There's under 5 places left.
About
It's a new
5
venue for
places.
us. New venue for us. We'll all be there. If you've got any questions, you want any help, well, come along, Debbie. Come along, join us come out.
Yeah. Oh, welcome.
I like that. Yeah. Make sure you leave an EVP recorder behind. Anyway, so get on the paranation.co.uk website. There's a deposit option on there. You can pay your deposit or you can pay the full price. Get your place reserved now. It will be a good location because we're there. Simple as. We always get something good because of our good energy. Have you booked yet, Dora?
No, I'm going to Petersfield.
You're going to Petersfield?
Yeah, police station.
Oh, that's unfortunately will be at Frimley that night.
That's December, isn't it? That's the 16th of December.
Yeah.
That should be a good one. That should be a good one. I hope it is anyway. We've never been there before. And I think it's new to the ghost hunting events field. So yeah, I hope it's a good one. It's got a lot of history. Used to be an old police station. So yeah, I hope it's a good one.
I'm looking forward to that one. I really am. No?
The ship, that's the one I'm looking forward to. End of November, that's the one I'm really, really looking forward to. I think it's because we haven't done a ship before. So yeah, that's the one I'm really looking forward to this year. Well, the end of this year. But yeah.
Have we got access to the whole ship?
I believe so. I haven't been told we haven't. But it's just going to be, I just think it's just going to be amazing to investigate a ship that, we've neve done a ship before, have we?
No.
Well, I haven't.
No.
So yeah, really quite excited about that one. I've been excited since May when I booked it. But yeah, booked it in May. So yeah, really looking forward to.
You booked it.
I know, and I've been excited, and I've booked this ship. We've got this big ship, we're going to do a ghost hunt on this big ship. So yeah, really looking forward. That's the one I'm. Shore House we did last year, so I've been there before, but I've never done that ship in Southampton before. So, and it looks quite a decent size. So that's the one I'm most looking forward to.
Well, I've never done a ship before, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. So if you haven't done a ship before and you want to do one, book it. 25th of November. I think there's a few places left for it, is there? Or is it full?
I think we've sold about half of them so far.
Right, 50% gone.
So yeah, 50% have gone. I'm going to start advertising it soon because, and that's without really advertising it. We sold half the places already, but we're coming into October, so I'll have 2 months to like sell the remainder. So I hope we can. Don't want 2 more, but a few more would be nice. A few more people would be nice. But yeah, looking forward to that one. Very excited about that one.
Never done boat, so
no, me neither. Me neither.
I'm really never thought of it before. You know, a boat. It's like, yeah. But the brilliant thing is, it's surrounded by water, so whatever's on there has to stay. So if there's stuff on there, we're going to find it.
I hope so. Oh, we did hovercrafts, didn't we? But we weren't on the sea; they were on land. But this is, I believed it's berthed. It's in a berth, so it is like on the sea.
Well, you know, I was talking to Cheryl again, to Sam, who used to come to Surrey Paranormal with us, and her friend and another couple, and we were talking about that evening at the Hovercraft Museum, about that photograph that I got, that looked like a man with a rifle holding it up. And Cheryl came over, she went, "Do you know what?" She went, "That picture," she said, "it's unreal." Because she says, we came in just as down had taken it, looked at the picture, and she went, "Right, I'm gonna create it, yeah, recreate it." And she said, "We stood on top of it, further away, moved the light and everything." She says, "Whatever you did, you could not recreate anything like that. That was a real capture." And I'm like, yeah, you know, that was impressive. Yeah, that was very impressive. And we also got a picture of the same man in another area as well, exactly the same. So
was that when we had the laser grid up in the big one? Was it the Princess Anne with the laser grid up? I think I remember that, and Cheryl trying to like recreate it and everything. But yeah, that was must go back there. Must go back there.
All about that photo. And you know what Cheryl's like, she posts everything. So you know, be good to have her back out with us as well.
Yes.
Hopefully
let's hope
near future.
Let's hope it's soon.
Yeah. Nearer than further.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, should be really missed on. But no, if not, I'll just have to go around and drag her down. Debbie says she just hopes she doesn't run away. We've got a cure for that, Debbie. We tie your feet together and chain you to the deck, so you'll be fine. Don't worry, no running away here. All right?
Well, I think the tea rooms, it's in Frimley High Street, and it's not a huge venue, but we're only taking a few people because we don't want to overcrowd it. We don't want too many people there. So yeah, we haven't done it before. We've never been there before. So, but I think the people that own the tea room have experienced stuff. They've had like black masses on their CCTV. So I think hopefully we should get some good stuff there. And you know, with a small group, you know, we're all sort of like, I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll figure something out. We'll just go with the flow. It'll be a good night.
Well, one way or another, we just mix in anyway. So, you know, if we're all sat around one big table at the end of the day, we're still gonna investigate. And joking aside, Debbie, when you're on an investigation with us, we always open up properly, always close down properly. Ouija boards, things like that are used, but they're used correctly. And without being big-headed, I've got this. I'm not scared of anything. And I always think I'm stronger than any other spirit around us. And that goes for the whole group. And I use that for the whole group and whoever's there that night. And if anything does come through, I invite it to take on me rather than anybody else anyway, if that should happen. So you're 100% safe, secure, and you're going to enjoy yourself. And
we've never really had anything bad. No. We've never really had anything bad. I think Arundel Jail can get a little bit heavy because there's some wouldn't say evil people, but there's people there that have done some bad stuff. So I think Arundel Jail can get a little bit heavy at times, but
Yeah.
you know, you've never sort of like.
Bye, Graham. See you next week, mate. Thanks for joining us
Bye,
so
Graham.
much. Thank you.
Bye, Graham.
Thank you.
But yeah, we've never really had anything. There's nothing that
Yes.
we've ever felt like, okay, we're going to close it. We're going to close this down. We're going to all go home because it's getting too much. We've never felt like that. I've never felt like that in 15 plus years. So
The
yeah,
only place I've really felt threatened, but I weren't scared, was at 35 Stonegate in York years ago. That was a really nasty entity in there. Well, sorry, there was about 5 really demonic entities in there. They've since converted it into flats. It's a listed building, so they can't change the layout. They can't get anybody to live in there. So it's really, really dense in there. And I said it to Angela as soon as we walked in. I said, there's a man there, he doesn't want me here because he knows I'm going to unravel some secrets. And there was 2 dark figures swooping around. But what really scared me was there 3 experienced mediums, okay? And it was really painful and scary.
Was it a proper ghost hunt?
Yeah, eh?
Was it like a proper event, ghost hunt event?
Oh yeah. It's Carl Beatty was there, Stuart Torvald was there. 3 supposed real mediums, and these mediums are leading the groups, and they're like, "Yeah, can anybody get a name?" And oh yeah, you know, the normal mediumship stuff. And no, it's not that. It's Gary, and old Gary wants to speak to you, and everybody's sitting around, and nobody's got any protection on apart from me at all. And I can see these 2 dark masses swooping around, and it's already been said that there are 2 dark masses inside this room, and without the suggestion, I'd have still seen them. And I said they're swooping around because I've been stirring up the rubbish, you see, and not one of these mediums picked up on it. And that was scary because them mediums are supposed to be looking after their groups, yeah.
I was at the London Tombs many years ago, and I'm talking about a long time ago, and there was a medium there, and we were down. This was when it was where the old London Dungeons used to be. It was underneath the museum, so you literally went underneath the museum into the tunnels underneath. Now, those tunnels on their own were as scary as hell. They really were. They were
nice.
really, no, this was like under London. It was really, really scary. And we're in one, you know, God, you know, you didn't need anything else down there. And we're in one bit, and it was one of my very first ghost hunts. And I used a voice recorder, and I was just recording. And you know, this medium was saying, we tried to do the Ouija board, nothing really happened. You know, there's a man standing over there with a big black beard, and you know, my friend got a bit scary, and I was like, oh, I can't see anything, you know. Anyway, when I got home and I played it back, there was a baby crying, and apparently where we were standing was where they put all like the old plague pit, like bones and everything. And I thought, oh, why didn't he pick up on that? But maybe it's because there's so many spirits there that, you know, they just
I don't know
don't pick up on it.
it was or his name or anything, but to be fair to him, not everybody picks up the same frequencies.
No, but yeah, there's definitely a baby crying.
Dark and light is light, and when there's dark around, you should be able to pick up on it. And these 3 mediums, not one of them picked up on it. But I did take Carl Beatty and this other guy upstairs into the attic. While the mediums were going on in another room, whatever, I said, no, there's something up there. And Carl Beatty said, oh, do you want to go up there? I said, yeah. And this other guy came up because he cottoned on to me that I weren't joking around. And I had this old guy who was an ex-squaddy, and he was standing at that angle because this ghost had a stick in his back holding him up. And there was no way, he was on his heels, and he got pushed back up. That was, I'll try and find the video, I think it's been taken down. And then Carl was like, what's in this room? I said, there's a girl's body found over there with a baby. In a box over there. I said, I can see she gave birth, the child was killed, and so was she in this room at the same time. And he's like, what year? And I was giving him years or whatever. And he stood back and he looked at me. He went, how did you know that? Have you read up on this place? I said, no. I said, and even if I had. I said, I know it's that corner. How would I know it's that corner? And he went, that's a bloody good point. He says, that's brilliant there. There's a cameraman there. And Carl's gone, are you getting all this? And he went, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, the cameraman's going. How did you know? I said, well, I don't know. I just picked up on it. That place was just unreal. It was just unreal. But that was the final investigation there. It made 30 East Drive look tame, didn't it? That was a good night.
That was really good.
I mean, we came out of there at 3 o'clock in the morning, didn't we?
Mm.
Right? Now, imagine we've driven up from Portsmouth to York that day. We've spent the day in York, shopping, sightseeing, whatever. We've then gone along to a paranormal investigation at 7 in the evening. We've come out on a calm, mild night at 3 in the morning, didn't we? Yeah. And there's like all the pub revelers have really gone home. There's a couple of pubs still open. And we're just walking down the cobbled streets of York back towards the car. And we had to get back down south quick. Well, not right here, but like Northampton or something, because I had a good deal on a caravan awning with a bloke and I was picking it up from the services. But that's hey, Mike Brewer does have a patch on me, you know. Anyway, the atmosphere when we came out, we were just like buzzing, yeah, because we had done. It was a shop, like a crystal and whatever shop, and you could pay like £4 to go through the counter and go in the house in the daytime and have a self-guided tour, couldn't you? We'd done that previously, and it was amazing then. I mean, you saw dark shadows on the stairs in the daytime or whatever, like, and it was unbelievable. It really was unbelievable. But they got greedy. They wanted flats in it because can you imagine how much flats are worth in the middle of York? I think that was Gemma. She said goodbye to everybody. It did pop up. Sorry, Gemma. I saw it come up. But whatever. Anyway, we've been on an hour and 18 minutes on the live. It's normally an hour. I'm going to end the stream now. We hang on for 5 minutes and we always say our farewells afterwards. Thanks so much, guys. Please share it far and wide. Paranation, Host for Ghosts, South Coast Ghosts. Go on the websites, give them a click, give them a like. YouTube channels and Facebooks, please. Please share us all. We are really here for the love and the hobby of paranormal investigations, what you call ghost hunts. We're not here for the money, the fortune, the fame. We are here purely for the love of what we're doing and friendship, of course. If you do want to come on the show, all you got to do is tell one of us and we'll send you an invite link and you can come on and talk to us live like we're talking now. Don't worry about embarrassing yourselves. This is what we do every week, or what I do every week anyway.
Bless you.
It's just sharing, isn't it? It's just sharing what you enjoy doing with like-minded people and also building up friendships. And people do come on their own to events. People do come on their own because we're very friendly, very approachable, friendly group, and people do come on their own and build really good friendships. I've made loads of good friends over the years of doing this.
And of course, do something if you're interested in getting involved in it. Drop us a line or whatever, any one of us in the group now. And if we can't answer your question, somebody else will. Come along and join us.
We do some freebies as well, like Waverley and other locations where you just come along, meet us, and do a bit of ghost hunting for a few hours.
Yeah, if you do come on a free one. Right, Debbie, see you later, love. Thanks for coming on.
Bye, Debbie.
If you do come to a free event, I will add, let us know you are coming, put your name down. There's no charge whatsoever, it's a free event. But then you're part of our group, and therefore we're partly responsible for you. People that just turn up, with 30 mates or whatever, it's just not happening, because we are professional. We do convey ourselves as such, and we believe in investigating correctly, don't we?
Yeah.
In a controlled manner. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank